Welcome to Learning Your Way for Life. This is just a quick start guide to show you how to register, how to enrol for a course or a course run, and how to use a task. All the details and all the whys and wherefores come in later videos. Let's start off by registering. First thing we need to do is to click on the register item in the menu, and that takes us down here. Now it may be that you have to scroll down a little to see all the relevant boxes. It depends on your screen resolution. Please read the agreement to participate. This is an academic research project and we want to know how we can make sure that online learning happens best. If you agree, you click the I agree, and that will record where you travel. It doesn't record who you are. We're not interested in your personal details. As you'll see in a moment, there are no personal details available on the site anyway. We just want to see how people go about learning. But if you click the I decline, you'll still be able to use the site in exactly the same way. Although we'd be grateful if you clicked I agree. Right, below that there are some boxes which you need to fill in to register. I'm going to click the show passphrase so that you can see what I'm doing. What we want to do is to create a passphrase. This must be at least 3 words separated by spaces. The capitalization matters and you can include any special characters you like. So I'm going to type in the passphrase I'm going to use for this one. Notice I've put a full stop at the end. When I re-enter it, I've got to do it in exactly the same way. So capital I, and in my case, ending in a full stop. You can make this anything you like, but I suggest that you write down your passphrase somewhere, because whilst it may seem obvious at the time you create it, it isn't necessarily obvious later on. The next thing you have to enter is a valid email address. This is so that we can send you your Learning Your Way for Life number. The only way you're identified on the site is by this number. There are no names, addresses, how many chickens your grandmother had. It's just that number. We're not interested in your personal details. So having filled in all 5 things, the I agree or I decline, and the 2 boxes on your passphrase, and the 2 boxes on your email address, you can now click register. And that will take you to the login screen. But you can't log in yet because you don't know your LYW number. Well, that has been sent to your email account, the email account that you gave on the previous page. So it has to be a valid address, otherwise you can't use the site. So I'm going to go to the email and you'll see that there are 2 emails. I'm going to go to the second one first, the less important of the 2. That shows that you've already been enrolled on 4 courses. They're the courses about how to use the site. There's very little in there at the moment, but that will come. But let's go back to the important email. The important email is the one that says registration. And there we need that number here, that 43. In this case, 43 is my Learning Your Way for Life number. Please make sure you write that down somewhere or keep this email safe, along with the passphrase. The passphrase is encoded at your end. We don't know what your passphrase is, we can't get at it. All we know is the encrypted version. So you'll need your LYW number and you'll need your passphrase. So let's go back now. We know that, I'll put show passphrase on again. Remember the capitalization, spacing and any special characters you use must be exactly the way that you entered them before. And in my case here, I'm going to put in 43. I can now click on Login. And when I log in, that takes me to my office. You'll see at the top here, the user number, 43. This is the only way that I'm identified on the site. Now, if you're on a course and your tutor has set up a course run for you, then click on Enroll on a Run. If you're not enrolled on a run somewhere, if you're just doing a course out of interest, click Enroll on a Course, and that will get you to the same sort of place. But we're going to go for Enroll on a Run, and for this you need a run code that will have been given to you by your tutor. So in this case, WA02-1556-2018/19, and enroll on this should get you to a screen that tells you that your application for a course has been accepted. Now, you may forget these details, but it tells you all about the course itself. It tells you the start and end dates, it tells you about what's going on. So it's a good email to have. But just in case you forget, if you go back to your email account, it tells you that you've applied for another course successfully. And again, all those details are there. Let's go back to learning your way for life. Right, we're going to go back to our office because that was just an information screen. And now we'd like to get on with some work, to do something useful. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Open a Run. Open a Course will take you to exactly the same place. It knows now that you have applied for a run. If you apply for a run, you're automatically enrolled on the course on which that run is based. So we can now apply for Database Application Technologies, and we get to a screen that says, which task would you like? A task is a small item of knowledge. So there are loads of tasks on this course, and you choose where you want to start. Some people like to have an overview. Some people like to get the detail. Which system you use is entirely up to you. You decide how you learn best. We're not going to tell you how you learn best. But let's suppose that you wanted to start at the beginning. An introduction to computing, 1556. So you can either get it by scheme of work order or by an alphabetical title order, whichever works best for you. And you get to the task itself. The task itself has some information about whatever it is that this is about. In this case, it's an introduction to the course. But then on the left-hand side here, and from the drop-down menu, there are all sorts of other things that you can get at. You may want to have a look at the videos, or listen to the audio, or you prefer to sit quietly in a corner somewhere and read a document. You decide how you learn best. You can create comments. So you found this really useful site that explains something, just add a comment to let others know. If a task relies on other tasks, then those are listed here. And if there are external links that your tutor has created for you, then those are here. If you find something that's inappropriate, click on the report, and that will come to us immediately. It will include your ID number, the ID number of the person who created it, and we can take the matter from there. But the important bit from your point of view is the quiz. Each task has a quiz, and you can do the quiz on this task when you get 100%. In other words, in this case, you get all 3 questions correct. you have completed that task, and that is credited to you if you go on another run somewhere else that also includes a task with this name. So you check off what you think are the right ones. In this question there are 2 correct answers. In this question there's only 1. In this question there are 2. So you decide how you want to do it. Now, in this case, this course covers some normalization and object-oriented relational database design. The coursework is done in pairs and only that. And why is dummy data needed? Well, we need to test the SQL, and because thorough testing is good practice. So let's see if we've scored. You can take the quiz as many times as you like. You are not restricted to the number of attempts you have, nor is there any penalty. So it says, congratulations, you've completed this task by getting all the answers right. A certificate has been sent to your email address. Well, let's check on that. So we go back to our email, and yes, task completed successfully. You can now prove that you have completed this task. I hope this was of use, and I look forward to seeing you online.